my anxiety and panic disorder story and kind of ways that I've learned to deal with it, and hope this helps you guys. I kind of haven't really been talking about it just because um, it's something that I still struggle with, so it is kind of a hard topic to talk about, but I figured, if it could at least just help one person, then it would be worth it. Book that's called Mastery of Your Anxiety and Panic, and I'm going to kind of go through it. I went through this book with my counselor, and I really liked it. It's a really good book, just really practical, step-by-step, how to deal with it. So, but first, before I get into anything, I want to talk about just what a anxiety or panic disorder is. Because it's not just like worrying or feeling anxious for a test. Like, it's definitely a lot more than that. So here are some of the symptoms, and anxiety has its way of like disguising itself as other things. So this is why it's good for you guys. Maybe if you're experiencing some of these, maybe you can kind of double check and say, oh, well, maybe it is anxiety. So shortness of breath, heart palpitations or pounding heart, chest pain or discomfort, trembling, feelings of choking, sweating, feeling dizzy, hot or cold flashes, nausea, feelings of unreality, numbness or tingling, fears of dying, or fears of going insane or losing control. Other situations where this could happen, like driving is a big one. Oh, my voice is cracked. Or traveling by subway, bus, or taxi, flying, waiting in lines, crowds, stores, all those things. So you may be wondering, like, what causes this? Like, why are some people more prone to this than others? Well, your body, like, all of these symptoms are definitely, like, God put them there. They're not, like, bad. The reason it happens is your body has this thing called fight or flight. It's essentially like if your body thinks that something bad's going to happen, like in your mind you're thinking, I'm driving, I'm going to get hit by a car. Then your brain is telling your body to send out all these symptoms to either run away from it or like to protect yourself. And in some cases, like where there'll be like mothers who will see like their kid like hurt or something, and then all these symptoms like adrenaline pumping, and like they can do like crazy things. I'll tell you guys my experience with it. So when I was younger, I was always kind of on the more anxious side, but we didn't know that it was anxiety. It was more just I would try to get out of things. Like, I didn't want to go to sleepovers because I was afraid, I guess, of feeling trapped or feeling like I wanted to go home and I couldn't. But, I mean, at the time, I didn't really know that. It was just kind of, I just thought, I don't like doing that, so I'm going to just avoid it. And also, I would just feel like really tightness in my throat a lot. And I would worry that it was asthma, because when I was really little I had asthma, so I would be afraid that it was coming back. I would have stomach aches, where like looking back on it now I can see, oh well, that was the start of the anxiety, but we never really knew what it was. So flash forward like 2 years ago when I graduated high school, it was kind of like we thought maybe we were just worrying about graduating or about college. That was the first time where it was like I was too anxious, too upset, too sick or something to like go out with my friends, or it got so bad that I would have to take time off of work. we just didn't really know why. I was just so panicking about it. What happens with a panic disorder is, like with work for me, it was one time I felt really anxious at work, so then in my mind I think work is bad and I can't do work because every time I'm going to go to work that I'm going to feel that way. So it's these assumptions that because it happened one time, it's going to always happen. Then that summer when things got really bad and I couldn't really do certain things, my mom finally found this counselor who did this book with me, who she was really into, you can go to a doctor and they'll give you all these medicines and try to go that route, which is fine, for really bad cases, but for me it was, we wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on because it was obvious that something happened where all of a sudden I was feeling like this. So we started going through this book, and I guess I can start sharing with you guys some kind of techniques that I learned from this, and hopefully it can help you. Things that make you anxious, and start identifying, maybe it's at school, or maybe it's driving, certain things that you kind of feel more anxious about. So then you kind of make a list, and then, or you can make a journal every day, kind of journal some symptoms that you're feeling. So then you start identifying what it is that's causing it. So for me it was crowds, being home alone, driving, going places. I never liked vacations because it's a different place. So once you have those down, then you can kind of see, okay, well, why are those things making me anxious? You may not even know. Your thoughts definitely, let's say, I'm afraid that if I'm home alone, something bad's going to happen. So that's in your mind, and then that causes physical symptoms. So you have these thoughts, and then that happens. So if you want to try to stop the anxiety when it first starts, it's a good idea to, whenever you have those thoughts, to think, okay, is this a rational thought? Is that true? Is it really true that if I'm home alone that something bad's going to happen? I was worried that I would be sick at work. What's the worst that could happen? Well, then you could just go okay, well, what if I feel sick? Okay, well, then I'll ask my supervisor if I can leave. Well, what would happen then? Okay, well, maybe people would make fun of me. Well, what's really that bad? When you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, is it really that bad if you have to leave work? I mean, but in our mind, we make it out to seem oh, it's so bad, it'll be the end of the world, but it's not going to be the end of the world. There's lots of different thought processes that you can use, and definitely times where I start to feel more anxious, I just kind of pull out this book and just kind of go through my thought process. Once you kind of have those skills, it's something that you can use throughout your life. So after all that rambling and about ways that can help and learning about anxiety, the main thing I want you guys to get away from this video is that do not, I cannot stress this enough, do not let anxiety rule your life. That, once you decide, I'm gonna let this, rule my life, because what happens is, it's so tempting to want to just give up and just say, we all kind of go through that where it's you know what, I just give up, I just want to just lay in bed all day. I've been there where you feel it's so hard to just get out and do something because you're just feel so anxious about everything. But trust me, when you do it and when you finally just do that, you feel so good about yourself because you finally conquered it. I mean, I still am not conquered it at all, but it, you get better at it slowly, and you can see yourself getting stronger. But I mean, and whenever it starts to tries to take over me again, like, you have to just imagine it as this really ugly monster, and just imagine punching it in the face and just say no. I don't. Mom or my counselor would say, we can't do it for you. That you have to make that decision. Do you want to change, or do you want to stay this way? And until you decide, I'm gonna just do this, I'm gonna just get rid of everything holding me back and just go for what I want to do. Because in the end of the day, is it going to kill you? What is it going to do? I mean, it can feel so scary because in the moment, the symptoms are so real and you feel like you can't handle it. We're not always in panic mode. I mean, there's times where you have a panic for a long period of time. Hello. So that's going to be the end of the video. I really hope this helped you guys, and if you have any other questions or if you need more help on this, leave some stuff down below, or you can find me on Twitter and I can talk to you about it. So if you have any other video ideas, let me know. Definitely like to talk about things that you guys want me to talk about. So yeah, once again, hope this helped you guys. Even if it just helped one person, it would be worth it. So yeah, have a good day.